Hi Flosstube, I'm Sally. I'm StitchySally here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Today is the 1st of February 2023 and this is Flosstube number 43. Welcome to my channel, which is about cross stitch. If I have any live stuff I will leave it until the end, and then if you don't want to listen to it you can just skip through it. Welcome to any of my new viewers. I've had quite a few new subscribers recently, so thank you very much for coming and watching me and subscribing. It really does mean a lot. So what I thought I'd do very quickly is an introduction for those of you who are new or who haven't been with me from the beginning or didn't know me before the days of Flosstube, of my Flosstube. And I actually did realise that when I did my very first Flosstube I just ran into it head first and did not do an introduction. So I'm Sally, obviously. I live with my husband and two adult daughters on the east coast of England, in a county called East Yorkshire, or to give it its full title, the East Riding of Yorkshire. I've been stitching for nearly 31 years, I think. Yeah, I think it will be about nearly 31 years. Obviously, tastes have changed over the years, but the love of stitching remains very much so. So yeah, I would say stay-at-home mum, but they don't really need me. Well, they do need me. They do kind of need me. But yeah, so I haven't worked for quite a number of years. Lost my confidence now. Don't know whether I'll ever go back. But so I started my working life in a caravan and camping accessory shop. Started it off on one of these training schemes for 6 months, something like that, and then ended up getting kept on. And when I got made redundant, went back to work after I'd lost my mum, and the first thing my boss said to me was, "Sorry, we have to let you go." So that was great, wasn't it? So I went to work in a China glass and hardware store. My Rendell mug that Abby bought me for my birthday in December. There's also a coaster with it. Yeah, and I kept on with that job for quite a number of years until I had my youngest, Abby. Loved that job, absolutely loved it. Even the dusting of all the china, just loved it. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me. So I'm going to move on to what I've been up to over the last 2 weeks. I do have some thank yous for people, but I'm going to leave that until I've shown up my stitching. So I'll just give you a quick look at my book of days. So as you can see, I've stitched every day in January. Sometimes I've stitched a couple of things, just depending. I've been quite desperate really to try and get a couple of things finished, which I've finished one, still got 2 more to finish, but hopefully they won't be too long. And then of course February, I haven't stitched today as yet. And you may well see there a little plan for the 12th, which I will talk about later. So I'll start with my finishes. I haven't got any fully finishes. I need to be in the mood, and I just haven't really been. So my first finish is a freebie from Hello from Liz Mathews, and it's the Hope Small Celebration. And I did start this before Christmas, got so much done and then just left it. And this is on a scrap of foxglove and lace linen in the colour latte. It's what I stitched Christmas garden on, Blackbird Designs Christmas garden, and this was just what I'd cut off the bottom, so I've got room to put something else on there as well. And I stitched this in Karen Waterlily's Mulberry. My husband's bought me a ring light, so we'll see how I go with a ring light. I don't know whether I've quite got it set up right, but yeah, it'll be a bit hit and miss for a while, I think, as to what colour I need it on. Because it's got different. And this is in my pouch that Jess bought me for my birthday. There's 2 little pouches here, and she thought they'd be handy for my stitching, and I love them. They're absolutely gorgeous. So that's my first finish, and then oops, I forgot I'd unzipped all of these, so everything nearly fell out then. And then my next finish is, sorry, lots of rustling, lots of things stuck to each other. So it's this one. Couldn't see it, my God. It's this one from the book The Bells on Christmas Day by Blackbird Designs. So that's Friendship's Gathering. And I've stitched this Jesus, what have I done with it? I'm so sorry. Normally I am a bit of a mess, but I do better than this. So this is stitched on 36 count Ren by Picture This Plus, and I've stitched it in a mixture of the called for, I think it was Classic Colourworks and DMC. So that is all finished, and I don't think I'm going to finish it as a bag. I think it's a thimble bag, but I don't think I'm going to finish it like that. I think I'd rather just do a pillow finish, I think, on that one. So that is that. So I haven't had a new Blackbird Designs start since I finished that. But I am going to have one soon. Hopefully the Saturday or next Tuesday. I'm going to start this. And it is called Singing on Its Way, from the same book. And I'm going to use a mixture of Weeks Dye Works and DMC. Just depends on what I've got in my stash, because I'm not buying any more hand dyeds if I can help it. So I'm just using whatever's in my stash. And I'm going to stitch this on Caffiole 36 count from Fibre on a Whim. So it is quite similar actually to the Ren. See, I don't know whether it was November or December, I just picked up a few different colours, just small cuts of hand dyed, just because I want to do more smalls this year. And I hate having to cut into a big piece of fabric, but if I have to, I have to. So that's those. And while I'm in this bag, I am having my other planned, well, I say planned, I'm hoping to start it, is Quaker Garden, which is out of print. And I managed to pick this up at a very reasonable price from one of my stitching friends. I think maybe a couple of years ago now. So I'm going to use all the called for Fancy Floss, which is Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts, but I don't really like this Shaker White. It's not showing up great there, but I don't really like that. I don't know that it's going to show up very well on my fabric, and plus on the photograph it does look more white than that. So I've picked out some chalk. Only problem is I don't know that I'm going to have enough, so I might end up just swapping that out for DMC white or 3865. And I'm just going to use a 40 light mocha by Zweigart. So I just thought I'd show you that while I'm in the bag, because I use this. Let's put my Blackbird bits in. That's that one. And then my final, well actually it's not my final finish, but I'll have to show you my last one on my iPad because I don't have it anymore. So this one is Stitches Through the Years, The Joy of Winter, which was my December SAL with my lovely friend chriscrosscorner on Instagram. And several lovely ladies decided to join in with us, which was really, really nice. Quite a few have finished. I know Chris has finished. Laura's just finished. Ruth's finished. I can't remember. Quite a few ladies did stitch it up really, really quickly. So I have stitched this on 36 count light mocha. I was not going to say a naughty word there. I was going to say 40, but it's not. It's 36. And I have used the DMC. And whoops, sorry. And that's my finish. So the only substitutions that I made were, it's called for E3821, which I don't have, and also the white was 3865, which didn't really show up very well on my fabric. So for the E3821 I just used 3821, and then I swapped the 3865 for B5200. And there we are, all done until the next December SAL. Really, really pleased with that. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to finish it. I may well frame it, but it just depends on, I want to go around the charity shops to see what I can find rather than buy new. So it just depends on whether I can find anything. I would quite like to finish it and just display it for the rest of winter, because obviously we've got this month of winter. But yeah, I'm really, really pleased with that. So thank you to everybody who joined in. I know there's a few who are still stitching it. I know Sally, Flossy Sews and Grows, she started it as well, but obviously she started it later on. And I don't think Yas has finished hers. Yasmin's Made with Love, I don't think she's finished hers. I know she said she was hoping to finish it, but I don't think she has. So that is all the finishes that I can physically show you. Just going to have a quick slurp of tea before it goes cold. And then I'm going to have to show you this on my iPad. My lovely friend Chris, she had a birthday last month. And I stitched, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it very well, but I stitched this, and it is My Soul is Fed by Abby Rose Designs. And it's from, I think it could be available as a standalone chart now, but I'm not entirely sure. I stitched it from the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I cannot remember which issue, I'm afraid. But I know it's one of the older ones, I think. And I just finished it into a pillow. It's not my best finishing. I was very disappointed in it. But Chris really, really liked it, so that's what matters, isn't it? As long as the recipient likes it. So yeah, I thought I'd stitched it on a 35 count, but I swear it's a 32. I had the fabric in a 35 count card, so I don't know. But anyway, that's what I've stitched for Chris for her birthday. I do have another finish, but I can't show that yet. Right, so we had better move on to WIPS. And we have one that is an almost finish. So I was determined last night, instead of having a new Blackbird design start, that I was going to try and finish this. I was determined it was going to happen. I got to 10:30 and I thought, no, I can't carry on. I need to go to bed. Yeah. 10:30, bedtime. So I did plan on finishing it this morning, but then I didn't. And it's this one. Cottage Garden Samplings Christmas Eve. And I haven't got much to do. I've just got this tree here and a few of these little doodads to do. So I've stitched this in all the called for, which includes the gentle arts, and then the rest is a DMC. And I'm stitching this on 40 count vintage country mocha. And there he is. Unfortunately, some of the little snowflakes don't show up very well, but the trees don't do too bad. And I just love him. I just absolutely love him. And I must admit, it seems such a shame to put him away, to be honest. But I might keep him out. I do have a Father Christmas that's out all year. One of my Heaven and Earth designs ones that I just thought I've put a lot of work into that. I'm not putting him away. So yeah, as you can see, if I can see what I'm doing, I've just got this tree here to do. This doodad. That one, and then part of that one. And he's finished. So not a lot to do. So he will be a finish for Stitch from Stash for February instead of January. So really, I just love him. Just absolutely love him. And I think it was Sally's finish, Flossy Sews and Grows, that made me want to stitch him. I have had him in my stash for a bit before I started him. And then another one that I really, really want to get finished. I think what I'm just wanting to do is clear whatever I brought from 2022 into 2023 and get it finished. There wasn't a lot that I brought from 2022, but anyway. So this one is Modern Folk Embroidery, the Moonshine Cabin. And this was my birthday start back in December. So Barb, who is BattyBat210 on Instagram, and Sally, who is Flossy Sews and Grows here on Flosstube and also on Instagram, have joined me. Barb's had a bit of bother with hers. I don't know whether it's been a fabric issue or what, but I think she's restarted it once, I think, but she seems to be liking it more now. And I did say to her, don't keep on with it if you don't like it. Please don't. Because there is nothing worse than keeping on with something when you are not enjoying it. So I am stitching this in the DMC conversion. I did make some changes there. I think the white, I can't remember what the white was supposed to be, but I swapped out for B5200, I think, or was it 3865? Who knows? Right, I'm just gonna, with it being dark fabric, I'll just pop it up on this. So this is 32 count charcoal grey, and the reason I chose charcoal grey was because Charlie, Stitches with Charlie Feathers, she's been stitching this. She's finished it actually. She showed it in her latest floss tube. So if you've not seen Charlie before, do go and watch her. She's a lovely, lovely person. Beautiful soul. And she does some gorgeous stitching. I will link her down below. Yeah, she used 32 count charcoal grey, and it looked really, really nice. It really just popped on the fabric, so I thought, right, that's what I'm going to use. So that's where I'm at. I do keep stitching on this extra just to try and get it done. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, well, it should be a February finish, all being well. So that is that. And I really would like to try and get a screenshot where I'm not pulling a funny face or I've got my double chain. Not that it matters, but you know, sometimes I look a bit gormless. And then my next WIP is my piece for the seasonal SAL that Lynn the Lancashire Stitcher is hosting, and she is Mrs. B1968 on Instagram, and it is this one, Barbara Anna Designs Dancer, and I'm stitching this on the splash fabric. I don't know if it's the same one or not, but I am stitching it on that, and I'm using all the called for DMCs. And I'm just hoping actually that I haven't cut my fabric too small for me to be able to put him in a hoop. And there he is. So do you think my stitching with the ring light, do you think it's showing up any better? I hope so. Yeah, so I've popped some houses in. He's got so much of an antler. He's got his polo neck, which I just love. I just love the fact that he's got a polo neck on. So cute. So I'm really enjoying that. So I've got until 20th of March, I think, to finish him. So still plenty of time till we go on to spring for the seasonal SAL. I'll just pop those back in. Sorry, just going to have another slap. Right, so my final WIP is this one, and it's Tralala Douceur D'Hiver, and I know I'm not right, and I'm far from right with my pronunciation. So this is my Friday sheep stitch with Barb, and I just love this chart. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I had put a progress picture up not last Friday, the Friday before, and I said there isn't a sheep in sight yet, and Christy, I can't remember her channel name, she's Dr. Christy on Instagram, I'll link her down below. She said, no sheep, who are you? Who are you? So I'm stitching this on 32 count vintage country mocha, and I'm using the DMC conversion off the chart. It is charted for Atali threads, but I'm not buying more threads. I don't need to buy more threads, I just don't. And there we are. So I've got a sheep. I've almost got a house. I kind of just decided to go off and do other little bits. I've still got quite a bit to do on the dress, but I got a bit bored. But I think that is absolutely adorable. And who doesn't love sheep? Let's face it. So that is all my WIPS. I should say that. Yeah, all my WIPS. Right, I am now going to talk very, very quickly about the SAL that I'm joining Lainey in. So Lainey and I are both 60 this year, later on in the year, and I'd toyed with all sorts of different things just to try and make it a bit more special for sort of my stitching year, and I did toy with the idea of 6 starts, and then I kind of went, I don't know. Anyway, Lainey mentioned that she was doing 6 for 60, a 6 for 60 birthday SAL. So I said, can I join you if I decide, I'll have a look through my stash, see what I want to do, see if I really want to do it. And she said, yeah, absolutely. I don't mind at all. So I went through my stash and I have come out with 6 starts. Lainey has already started. She started on the 24th of January. I'm going to start on the 12th of February because my birthday is on the 12th later in the year. So I'm going to start on the 12th of February. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to be stitching. What I would like to do is just try and get all 6 finished for my birthday, and then have a new start on my birthday. I don't know what it's going to be because nothing has jumped out at me. It could be something from my stash. It could be something new. Obviously, I am trying to stitch from stash for at least the first 6 months of the year. So, I'm trying not to show the chart. So this is Basket of Memories from the Heart Remembers book by Blackbird Designs. It came out last year. So this was originally available as a standalone chart and it went out of print. So I was really, really pleased that it was in this book. And I'm going to stitch it. Sorry for the rustling. No, actually, I don't know what this is. I think it's a light mocha again. 36 count light mocha, and I'm going to use, for a change, because I always seem to go with red or purple or something, I am going to use Gentle Arts Brethren Blue. That's not showing up too bad actually. So yeah, that's what I'm going to use. So that's going to be my first start on the 12th of February. So Lainey, I am very much looking forward to this. So Lainey has actually started this. That's going to be her big. I think she said she's not going to stitch them all. But I don't actually know whether I want. Obviously, like I say, nothing's jumped out at me yet. I've considered all sorts and then gone, no, because I don't want one that big. You've done 30 years of stitching, you start running out of wall space. I mean, some I've had to swap out anyway because I just don't have room. And then another one that I plan on starting is From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy December Quaker. Now I was going to do these as part of the Quaker SAL that Amanda AJStitch is hosting. And I was planning on doing the months for my family. But I'm going to wait because, as I said, I really do want to do stitch from stash for at least the first 6 months. Not buying charts. Obviously, if I need thread, I'm going to have to buy thread. I've already had to do that because I ran out of one that I needed to finish the Joy of Winter. And you can't just order one thread because it's going to cost more than the thread to post. So I ended up just going through what I was stitching and picking out threads that I was going to run out of, and just did. It wasn't a massive order. So that's going to be one of my others. I haven't picked out fabric. I think they're stitched on 40 count platinum. I think I have some 36 count platinum, and I've picked out cherry cobbler, because it is stitched in cherry cobbler and steamed broccoli, but I don't have enough steamed broccoli and I'm not buying any more, so I shall just use a DMC. And then another one that I'm going to stitch is with my needle sampler maker, and I've not picked out fabric or thread. I'm going to wait until close to the time that I'll be stitching this one. But I fell in love with this, absolutely fell in love with this when Ellen Chester showed it. Ellen of With My Needle, sorry. And there's actually 3 versions that you can stitch. You can see there's 3 different versions of it. Don't know which one I'm going to do yet. I do quite like the simplicity of this one, but then again I do like the borders on these. Yeah, I think I probably will actually, because I like the little rabbit and the beehive there, so I shall probably do the full version. So I am actually picking out things that make me who I am, if you like. I do like stitching samplers. I haven't stitched as many samplers, and I probably won't do as many this year because they're big. Who knows? I may well do one. And obviously December, because December is my birth month, I want people to remember me. Probably won't, but you know. And then the next one is Stitches Through the Years, and it is a strawberry harvest, because it's got a sheep on it, and obviously keep life simple is the quote on it, or the words should I say. So yeah, that's going to be one of my 6 starts, and it is stitched on 40 count. It's Hog Bristle by Fox and Rabbit, but I will probably use Vintage Country Mocha. That is my favourite fabric. That is my absolute favourite fabric. It's my go-to. Has been for a long time, and it's charted in BMC as well. So, and then this one, which is RTO, Warm Thin Palms, which my husband bought me for my birthday. And anybody who knows me will know that I absolutely love robins. They are my favourite bird. They are so cheeky. They are so cute. And I just love them to bits. And I am a firm believer that they are the spirit of a loved one who has passed. Firmly believe that. So yeah, that's going to be one of my 6, and of course I don't have to kit that up because it's already kitted. And then my final one is going to be, these are in no particular order, obviously. Like I said, I'm going to start the Blackbird Designs basket of memories first. It's going to be from this one, Maria Selby Humphrey, 1831. Just double checking because I'm reading it backwards. And it's going to be this one. And the reason I bought this chart was for that, because I absolutely love that drum. It's Let's see if there's a close up. It's called Summer in Bloom. And there it is. And that's... I can't see. There. So that's going to be my 6 new starts for 60, my 60th birthday. So thank you so much, Lainey, for letting me join in with you. I am very much looking forward to that. Right, so haul. I only have my fabric of the month from Coffee Craft Fabrics. It's my first month. And obviously when you are just starting to do something, you panic a little bit because you're not sure what to expect. I mean, I have bought a piece of fabric from Megan before. So this is, I'm getting a 13 by 18 in 36 count even weave. And this neutral, I'm in the neutrals club. And that is the fabric. It's not showing up too bad actually there. So it's like a grey, bluey. Be rather nice for a winter one, actually. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with that. Really pleased. So I don't know what I'm going to stitch on it, but I think it was more I just wanted to add some small pieces to my stash for a bit. I might keep going with it for a year. I might only do 6 months, but anyway, we shall see. So, what else have I got? Oh yeah, I just wanted to say some thank yous to people who have shouted me out. As you know, I mean, if it happens, it happens. If I get to 1,000 subscribers, that's absolutely fantastic. If I don't, it's not that I want to monetize my channel or anything like that. It would just be nice to say I'd got there, really. Because as I've said before, I did not think people would watch me. You know, I know it's not all about equipment, but, you know, I don't have the best equipment. You know, my microphone was cheap, my ring light was only cheap, it was only a tenner. Should have been more than that, but it was only a tenner. But I just enjoy chatting to you. I've enjoyed the connections that I've made, the friendships that I've made from it, and it's just nice to sit here chatting to you like we are in a room together, sort of thing. I'm not confident. I don't do well sitting face to face with people. But yeah. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to Mary, Mad Mary 2, and Yasmins Made with Love, who shouted me out on their Instagram stories. And also Felicia, I do hope I'm pronouncing your name right, I'm so sorry if I'm not, of Mouse Potato Designs, who picked me as one of her, I think there was 10 mentions of Flosstubers. What she's doing each month is mentioning 10 Flosstubers and 10 Instagrammers. I'm sure it was 10. So yeah, thank you so much for mentioning my channel. And also Sarah King, Our Stitching Kingdom, who shouted me out on her Flosstube last time. She is really trying to get me to 1,000, so thank you so much, Sarah. And then also Ellie, who is For the Love of Stitches on Flosstube. She gave me a lovely shout out on her Flosstube last week's Flosstube. I think she might have one due out this week, because I think she does weekly, but it was last week, so thank you so much, Ellie. That was really kind of you. Oh, sorry. Have I talked too much this morning? And so Then I would like to just mention some new to me Flosstubers. They're not necessarily, well, one is new. I think she's on number 3. So the first one is Lisa, who is Cross Stitch Midwife, and I'll link all these down below. So I watched her the other day, I think her 3rd floss tube. Really lovely, some fantastic projects. Yorkshire girl like me. Believe it or not, I am a Yorkshire girl. I'm not broad Yorkshire like a lot of people are. No, I won't call it broad Yorkshire. I don't have quite as strong an accent, because us lot from East Yorkshire, we don't have quite as strong an accent, if that makes sense. But yeah, and I just loved watching. So she does it where she shows her project, so not like I do it where I sit and I chat to you. She shows her projects and chats about what she's done, and I just loved her. I just loved it. So I will be back, Lisa. I will be back to watch more. And then there is Paula, who is Snail Garden. I watched her for the first time when I was ironing. And she's just so lovely. Her videos are just so calming and peaceful. I just felt so peaceful watching her video. And she also pops up little videos and pictures of walks that she's been on around where she lives and things like that. And that was lovely as well, just to see all the lovely views and things of where she lives. So yeah, do go and watch Paula if you've not watched her before, and also Lisa. And then one that I actually found through the Under 1,000 Subs Club list. If that interests you, if you want to go and find some new Flosstubers to watch, the Under 1,000 Subs Club was the brainchild of Heather, Link is my homeboy, Kerry and Stitches, and Sarah. It was Sarah King, Our Stitching Kingdom. So what they have done is compiled a list of people who are under 1,000 subs. And Dawn Frosty xstitch, she has done a document where she will just put a note on if they've graduated to over 1,000 graduated to 1,000 subscribers. So if that interests you, if you fancy going and finding new Flosstubers who maybe just need a little bit of a boost, you will find those documents on those 4 ladies Flosstubes. So yeah, go and say hello to them as well. I don't actually know if Heather still does Flosstubes. Not 100% sure. Yeah, so I've got waffling again, haven't I? I'm so sorry. So yeah, this one I found off there, and it is Count Twice, Stitch Once, and it's Connie and Melina. And I watched. The last Flosstube was done before Christmas, which is the one that I've watched. I know they've got a new one out now, which I've got in my watch later because I'm a bit behind, and I just loved it. I loved watching them both, and the things that they stitch. Melina had done quite a lot of Christmas art. I think they were beaded Christmas ornaments, and they were just so cute and fun. Yes, if you've not seen them before, I'll again link down below. So that is all my stitching, my Flosstube shout outs, and also don't forget to go and I did mention earlier Charlie, Stitches with Charlie Feathers. Don't forget to go and watch her. As I say, she's so lovely. Just such a gentle soul, and she stitches some gorgeous things. She does Barbara Anna's. As I say, she's done the Moonshine cabin. She's got a new SAL starting soon as well, if you're interested. And I think it's hashtag equality for all SAL, if I remember correctly. I'm sorry if I've got that wrong, Charlie, but do go and watch her. I just wanted to give her the biggest hug when I watched her Flosstube the other day. So yeah, go and give her some love because she deserves it. Please, if you would. So yeah, that is all of that. Abby and I went to our nearest bigger town the other day. Well, no, actually we went a bit further. We did go a bit further. I need some new jeans. I've said about this before. Managed to get one pair before Christmas. Or was it just after Christmas? In the Fat Face sale. So we went to Asda. And I found some jeans that look really, really nice. No changing rooms. They've shut the changing rooms. And it's a good 40 to 45 minutes there. And then another 40 to 45 minutes back, depending on the traffic. So there was no way that I was bringing jeans home to try on, just to take back. So, bit annoying because they looked really nice, but anyway, I am waffling, and you're just going to be bored, and you've probably skipped past all of it. So I'm going to go before I start waffling even more. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. I do mean that. So yeah, thank you. Take care everybody, stay safe, and I will hopefully see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.